Of participants for the competition scheduled to take place in Abuja was held at NTA Network Center, Jos. Muplang Dakok takes it from here.
The Science and Technology Expo 2013 is an exhibition organized by NTA Educational Television aimed at bringing children and youths from all over Nigeria to exhibit their talents. Zonal Director of NTA Jos Network Center, Mr. Rory Miller, who declared Expo 2013 opened, commended the participants for the bold step and called for support for the promotion of the program.
We want to solicit support from winning schools and government parastatals that we shall come knocking for assistance to enable us participate in this exhibition in Abuja. It is our prayers that the Almighty God will help our children win more awards and scholarships.
Students who have done very well, more grace to your elbow. We pray that when you go to Abuja, you will not come back empty-handed. We pray that all the other finishing touches you put to your projects before we finally take them there.
Ridun Sati of Subeb Demonstration School Shehere Field and Mariam Idris are to represent the state at the junior category. The senior category is to be represented by Giwa Stephen of St. Marumba College, Jos, and Kenneth Aaron of St. John's College, Jos. Also, Janet Juliana of TCNN Staff School and John Okoli of Plateau High School, Laranto.
Very happy about going to Abuja and represent Plateau State. By the grace of God, we will win.
I'm really happy, and I thank NTA for giving an avenue for young people like us to innovate things from our little ideas.
This year's entry presented projects exhibited in arts and craft, science and technology with the theme Strategic Transformation through Qualitative Housing, Health and Agriculture for National Development. In Jos, Muplang Dakok, NTA News.
In view of the increasing cases of violent conflicts in the country and its devastating effects, a workshop for early warning and prevention of conflicts in communities is in progress in Jos. Correspondent Abdul Wahab Babankanti reports that the workshop is a synergy between 3 non-governmental organizations based in Jos.
The training aims to enhance the capacity of civil society organizations in managing early signs of conflict. Executive Director of Center for Peace Advancement in Nigeria, CEPAN, Reverend Samuel Goro, gave an overview of the training, while one of the facilitators, Ifeanyi Okechukwu, said early warning of potential unrest will greatly help in reducing the occurrence of violent conflicts in communities.
We want to train practitioners of peace to be able to know the signs of conflict and how they can analyze it and report it to the appropriate authorities for their response, so as to prevent any outbreak of violent conflict.
Well, we should expect that civil society organizations in Jos should have capacities for early warning mechanisms. They should also have the capacity to apply it in their own context. And then collectively, they should also have the capacity to make response, as well as also to communicate some of the outputs from the early warning system that they are going to come up with the necessary stakeholders in the state.
The coordinator of APRIMAC, Mr. Godwin Okoko, stated that the project is aimed at encouraging a violent-free society.
In the work of the peace building for civil society organizations in Plateau State, that we don't have the gap. And we don't centralize it just for the civil society, but also we spread across the community-based organizations, because we hope to set up early warning and early response teams at each community level, so that when there are tensions, we can get information and then disseminate to security agencies and see how we can dose the tension.
3-day training is being held under the auspices of APRIMAC, Center for Peace Advancement in Nigeria, CEPAN, and Center for Advocacy of Justice and Human Rights, CAGR. In Jos, Abdullah Babankanti, NTA News.
That's it from here. It's back to you for more on the news.
Thank you, Marian. A literary work lending voice to the inclusion of Nigeria on the United Nations Security Council has been launched in Abuja. The book, written by Dr. Nana Chariot, Lord Malam, is the politics of the United Nations Security Council reform. Defense correspondent Mohammed Abdulkadri reports.
The 207-page book, which has 7 chapters, reflects on the reform process in the United Nations, nature of the contemporary international system, and challenges to Nigeria's bid for United Nations Security Council seats.
Will open Nigeria's eyes and tell us where we are moving, what we need to get to that exalted position.
What is important for Nigeria now is to understand why we need to reform the United Nations in its drive to be a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council.
The author, Dr. Nana Lord Malam, said the inspiration to write the book is born out of patriotism to showcase Nigeria as an emerging regional power that deserves a permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council.
Since Nigeria too has been playing such prominent role in peacekeeping operations around the globe, and so Nigeria should be seen as a key player that should be given a place, a role that is akin to what it is doing in the international system.
Nigeria served the United Nations Security Council between 2010 and 2011 and has since 1966 remained an active participant in the United Nations Security Council. From the Nigerian Army Headquarters Command Officers Mess, Abuja, Muhammad Abdul Qadir, NTA News.
Speedy disposal of criminal and civil cases has been identified as some of the major factors that will help decongest Nigerian courts. This was highlighted by the acting chief judge of the Federal Capital Territory, Justice Ibrahim Bukar, at the inauguration of the new executives of the International Federation of Women Lawyers in Abuja. Correspondent Aliyu Tukur reports.
Swearing in the new executives of the Abuja chapter of the International Federation of Women Lawyers, the chief judge urged them to work towards ensuring that the judiciary becomes the last bastion for the common citizens.
We need them to come up with an assistance of our family court program. We have already drawn the rules, and that rules with their assistance will put into use, hopefully, by next month.
As we approach election, they have more challenges to ensure that our children are not used as thugs.
Representing the new executives, the chairperson promised that the Federation will get to the grassroots and protect the vulnerable, especially women and children.
We go to the prisons as feeder as a branch, and we take on cases that are not grievous, and then we dispose of them. Some of them we do them by way of paying off their fines. Some of them we do them by way of legal representation in court.
The new executives of the FIDA Abuja chapter will serve from 2013 to 2016.
Time now to take some messages. The news continues thereafter.
Let's go. Push! What are you people doing? Stop, let's take her to the nearest Shopee Healthcare Center.
But there isn't enough money to pay for the pregnancy drugs and the delivery items at the clinic.
Those things are now free at all Shopee Healthcare Centers. Quickly, let's go. Go get a bus.
Please, let us deliver. Mama, delivery kit, please. Thank you for your intervention.
You're welcome.
At Shopee Maternal and Child Healthcare Centers, you are sure of free pregnancy drugs and free mama delivery kits, and being attended to by skilled birth attendants. And in case of an emergency, you'll be referred to a quality hospital. You're welcome.
The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency calls on every pregnant woman to attend antenatal care and ensure delivery in a health facility to save the life of both mother and child.
In Pace School, character counts.
We're driven by excellence.
We dare to dream big. Pace Schools Abuja, one of the best schools in the world. This is one of the most powerful countries, the United States of America, on a summer trip for 1 whole month.
During the trip, we will have academic classes. We'll visit fun places like the White House, Jefferson Memorial, Six Flags, Disney World, and make lifelong friends.
However, no child will be left behind. In our schools in Abuja,
summer school holds in visitors Wuse and Gwarinpa between July 22nd and August 16th.
Registration is on now. For more inquiries, visit the school office.
Pace Setters Schools, setting the pace.
With an impeccable record of rectitude in their moral, ethical, religious domains, a Nigerian with an unblemished record of public service for not 15 years. It is time to recognize and award these compatriots who have demonstrated a rare level of ingenuity at home and abroad. Military and the general public invited to submit nominations in these qualities. Address nominations to the screening committee. Hamid Lawal Owais Public Service Awards. Care of the G. (21272). The Mohammed Lawal Owais Public Service Awards, engendering a new culture of integrity at the workplace.
Forces Resettlement Center. Now ceremony of trainees course at Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Oshodi, guest of honor. Public to the launching of NAFCO magazine and fundraising for Youth Center, mother of the Ibrahim, Depo National President, Royal Father of the Day, Oba Akran of Badagry Kingdom, Menitoyi One, special guest of 14th June. Nigeria Direct announces its first investment summit in London on 28th and 29th, creating a bridge between the Central Association of Nigerians in the UK and the Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria. The NDDIS will help match investors with small and medium businesses across Nigeria. NDDIS presents viable enterprises to sources of funding and invites entrepreneurs, chambers, both the Commission to the UK commend this initiative. To join the Sweden and sponsoring state delegations, submit your enterprises, Sweden or NDDIS for more information.
Welcome back. Mrs. Amechi takes steps to improve widows' welfare just as communal clashes are reported in Cross River State. Details in our Port Harcourt Network Center.
Thank you, Ronke. You're welcome to Port Harcourt. The first phase of a 21 billion naira Trans-Calabari Road from Port Harcourt to Bakana will be completed before the end of this administration. Governor Chibike Amechi gave the assurance at a meeting with the Calabari people at Government House, Port Harcourt. Kingsley Amajiri reports.
The Trans-Calabari Road, a project of economic importance to the people, is expected to open up the area and link most of the communities in the three local government areas that make up the kingdom. While the governor assured that his administration might not complete the entire road project, he said the first phase would be ready before the expiration of his tenure. In the face of the political crisis, the governor said the Calabaris should collaborate with his administration to support President Goodluck Jonathan to succeed.
I prefer that the Calabari enters my train and is Buguma in 5-10 minutes.
The Amanaba of Calabari Kingdom, whose address was read by His Royal Highness Desire Bod Manuel, thanked the governor for his visionary leadership.
We are aware that monies have been paid before the end of your tenure. The full expanse of the road is completed.
The major gains of this meeting between the Calabari people and the governor is that the people resolved to support the governor in his programs and policies. From Government House Port Harcourt, I'm Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
Sequel to its forthcoming elections, the Ijaw Youth Council, IYC, has set up an election committee as a new process of membership, registration, and reorientation. Among other far-reaching decisions taken to move the organization forward, the new constitution was unanimously adopted at a constitutional convention held at Ogoloma Hall, Okrika local government area. Correspondent Ike Chukundukwe tells us more.
The Okrika Convention, according to the outgoing president of the IYC, Miabiye Kuromiema, and Ijaw youth leader Ateketom, who hosted participants at his Okochi hometown, remains one of the most successful ever held.
Everybody should expect to see that the IYC are together as well as Ijaw people. And peace should reign.
Official delegates and other members of the IYC from the Eastern, Central, and Western provinces gathered in River State to adopt the body's constitution that was reviewed recently to chart a new course for Ijaw youths across the country.
The most excellent constitutional convention the Ijaw nation has ever had.
I was not even expecting this kind of thing before. I thought maybe fight or something else, but God really take absolute control.
Monday, June 24, has been fixed for the forthcoming elections. In Port Harcourt, Ikechukwu Ndukwe, NTA News.
And that's our bit from Port Harcourt. Ronke, it's back to you for a continuation of Nationwide.
Appreciate you. Edo State government has banned the use of commercial motorcycles, popularly known as Okada, in the state, following what Governor Adams Oshomole described as prevailing security challenges in the state. Choju Slatter reports that this pronouncement, however, did not go down well with the Okada riders.
When NTA News arrived at the scene of the protest, cyclists were disrupting their colleagues who were going about their normal businesses towards forcing them to engage in the protest, while some officers of the Nigerian Army were on ground to ease the tension created. Some motorcyclists expressed anger at the state government, adding that the high rate of unemployment in the state and the country at large forced them into the motorcycle business to make ends meet.
It's back, now we take the feed our family. We not get work when we did work. May we not go thief, now we carry back to the work.
Provide job for us so that we can able to take care of our responsibility.
Normally what they are doing is right. There are plenty graduates today now using bike. There are plenty people that has no job using bike. It should give us time, at least from now to December. Even from January, then before now, within 6 months, we can plan.
If it is some bad work, you go look for work for them. When they go, they take their work, they feed their wife and children. So Okada people has been a nuisance to this state. We have armed robbers, kidnappers, among them.
Create a park for the bike men. But it should not stop them, because if you stop them, there will be a lot of criminals everywhere.
Meanwhile, motorcycle transporters have used the opportunity to increase fares within the metropolis. From Benin, Toju Slater, NTA News.
Just before he died in 1977, little did Equally Harcourt White know that his legacy would live beyond him. His life was a story of leprosy, discrimination, and soul-lifting songs. Following his death, his aims began to fade away as the population that knew and sang his hymns migrated to all parts of the world. But recently, a foundation established in his memory organized an official outing in Abuja, Nigeria capital city. The report.
It was a night of melodious tunes, songs sung in Igbo dialect, Eastern Nigeria. An evening with Harcourt White was an event put together by Harcourt White Foundation, a non-profitable organization. The event was a display of music featuring 5 choirs drawn from various parts of the country and comprising over 170 choristers.
Stop the process at an early age. In spite of all these handicaps, you are able to make it.
The aim of the foundation is intended to be a perfect reintroduction of the legend Harcourt White and his music to Nigeria and the rest of the world. But one may ask, how do the non-Igbo speaking language accept and appreciate these songs?
We expect that, first of all, they will enjoy the rhythm. The truth of the matter is that should you try to translate, you'll find that you might lose some of the essence of his music.
As long as they're good and they're rhythmic, who cares about what is being said, you know?
Amazed with the entire package, the son and grandson of Harcourt White share their joy.
I think what I've seen tonight is a guarantee, actually, God willing, that it will be.
I'm pleasantly surprised, and I'm also very grateful to the people who are spearheading this foundation.
Born in Abonima, present-day Rivers State, South Nigeria in 1905, Ikoli Harcourt White was infected with leprosy at a very early age. He was later forced to move with others with similar health challenge to the leper colony in Lohum, Uzuakoli, now Abia State, where he met sympathetic missionaries who looked after him and was later cured of the disease. Harcourt White in his lifetime was the foremost composer of sacred hymns in the country and composed over 300 hymns which have become part of the rich culture and art of Eastern Nigeria and Christendom.
Community leaders and government meet over security issues in Benue State as PDP Youth Vanguard in Taraba reiterates support for President Goodluck Jonathan's transformation agenda. This and more as we join Susan in Makudi for details. Hello, Susan.
Thank you, Ronke, and welcome to Makudi. Stakeholders and members of the border communities in Gwe West, Guma, Makudi, and Agatu areas of the state have met as part of ongoing efforts towards ending the incessant attacks on some communities. The meeting was at the instance of the Benue State government and representatives of the Fulanis towards finding a lasting solution to the recurring crisis involving the Tiv and Fulani headsmen. Correspondent Bem Hanya reports.
The meeting was attended by traditional rulers from the 4 local government areas of Guma, Agatu, Makudi, and Gwe West. Special advisor to the governor on security matters, Colonel Basil Kwembe, who doubled as convener and moderator, said, even though there has been crisis in these areas over time, with commitment from all the parties, there could be lasting peace in Benue State.
Where is this problem coming from? Yes, it has come, but is it to say that it will never go?
Te Tioshin Chief Daniel Abonte called on governments of both Benue and Nasarawa states to beam their searchlight on communities in Doma local government area, where it is believed that alleged Fulani attackers are hosted before any attacks on Benue communities. For lasting peace to be attained, the forum resolved that the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Saad Abubakar, be invited to the subsequent meeting where the governors of Benue and Nasarawa states, as well as the real cattle rearers, will be in attendance. In Makudi, Bem Hanya, NTA News.
As part of efforts to build capacity and enrich experience, the Nigerian Air Force School of Air Intelligence has trained 23 officers in advanced intelligence to meet the security challenges confronting the country. Air Officer Commanding Training Command, Air Vice Marshal I. Umar, who was represented by the Director of Air Intelligence, Air Vice Marshal B.G. Saidu, challenged the graduating students to make the best use of the training to address the security challenges in Nigeria. Godwin Inaligu completes the report.
The Nigeria Air Force School of Air Intelligence is a resource center for air intelligence, providing qualitative training for officers in innovative technology system for national defense and security.